two shirtless dudes doing a pose, and then Coach Skinner to their right on a beach doing his little punter pose, I guess.
Two kung fu guys in a kung fu stance, and then there's Coach Skinner in his punter stance and outfit lining up the punt.
So we're standing in the middle of the field, and Ken Turner's literally right behind me, and he puts his arm directly up my shoulder and does this. He says, "You aim for that play clock down there." And the first time I kicked it, it had to have gone 65 yards in the air.
This is Spirit 52, recapturing the real spirit of high school sports in Arkansas. Presented by Gatorade and First Security Bank, inspiring us all to what's possible.
You probably recognize former Arkansas All-American Jacob Skinner from his unusual pre-punt routine. But this is Jacob Skinner today, coaching boys basketball at Shiloh Christian.
Make a second-level guy come get it, okay? Second-level guy goes and gets it. I grew up playing basketball. Didn't play football until I was in 8th grade. I went out and played tight end, and I liked it, but I didn't like it enough to go out there and sweat through two-a-days. The way he convinced me to play football and the way that this whole story started was, he said, "Jacob, you don't even have to come to practice."
So how did a former Arkansas Razorback punter end up coaching high school basketball?
It really was a God thing, because Skinner had it in his heart that God was calling him here. And so as we interviewed him and got to know him, he was exactly what we were looking for in that position.
I know he had a nice set of hair, punted for the Razorbacks, and of course, everybody knows his little thing he did before he punted.
I have this 12-inch long mane back here. I'm growing my hair out. It was just a unique twist. Man, this punter is weird. I mean, he's just a weird guy. He does weird things before he punts. He's got long hair. It was just a kind of a twist on it. I think it kind of made me unique.
When I heard a football coach was going to be the basketball coach, I was like, I don't know how that's going to work out, but it's paid off in the long run.
After a standout high school career as a punter, the Texarkana, Texas native signed with Houston Nutt to play for the Arkansas Razorbacks. After college, Jacob, like many successful athletes, felt a career in the NFL awaited.
I just wasn't aware of how the process worked. And I was a punter, and I didn't think that signing an agent and doing that thing was a big deal. I just naturally thought that, man, if you've had a good year, they'd come and they want you to come try out, or they want to bring you into camp. Never heard back from any of them.
At the age of 22, Jacob's football dream ended, and he returned home to Texarkana to begin the next phase of his life.
I called Coach Norton. Barry Norton was at Texas High still. Told him, I said, I want to get into coaching. He said, why don't you come out and help our kickers and our punters? I said, okay. I said, but Coach Norton, tell me about that basketball job, because I was a basketball guy. I said, tell me about that 9th grade basketball job.
Skinner coached 9th grade basketball and assisted with the football team for 3 seasons. Then a coaching change within the Texarkana School District brought the 26-year-old to a crossroads.
I said, Coach Norton, I'm going to be a head basketball coach. And if you sit here and tell me that I'm too young and I'm not ready to do it at Texas High, then I'm going to have to go somewhere else. Barry Norton did. He gave me a shot as a 26-year-old at a 4A school with over 2,000 kids.
After getting married and coaching basketball, the former football player was content in Texas. That is, until his brother-in-law told him about an opportunity to come back to Northwest Arkansas.
Throughout my coaching career, he would just randomly send me Northwest Arkansas coaching jobs. He sent me one about Shiloh. He says, what do you know about Shiloh basketball? I said, nothing. I know Shiloh football is really good. I didn't know they had a basketball team. It took Shiloh over a month, I think, wading through the waters of resumes and things like that. I got hired October 1st and came back up here, and man, it's been a whirlwind since.
The idea that a football player turned basketball coach and the transition to an up-tempo style required a bit of an adjustment for the coach and his players.
We started out 0-8, and a couple of our players, I mean, they'll tell you it was just a culture shock.
They went to a tournament and did well, and they took a picture of the team, and all of the players in the locker room were imitating his famous pose.
It's been a great experience. Very lucky to have him as a coach, and even though it wasn't very traditional, I've learned a lot.
Happy and content coaching the sport he loves, football still gnaws at Skinner.
My only thing is I wish I could look back and say that somebody in the NFL said, you're not good enough. And I never got that. I never got that opportunity. The only thing I look back on and say, man, I wish I would have got a closure on that. Mike, I know y'all are tired, man. You've done 2 of our games in 2 nights. I know you're tired.
I'm not tired.
Y'all are letting it go down here.
I hope you enjoyed this week's story brought to you by First Security Bank.
Here's a sneak peek at next week's episode.
The first time we really noticed that she took a shine to basketball, she was playing that little arcade game, shooting baskets, shooting, and she was making some shots and she wanted to play again. And next thing you know, there was about 25 people in the little video store that was watching her shoot baskets.
Coach Kenny and his wife Shelly were selfish because they only had 2 kids.
Short roll!
He raked him on the arm on that. From my
It seems like you guys should be certain before you blow your whistle, though.
I was certain.
Oh, okay.
It looked like he hit him on the arm.
Okay, you came over here. Okay, that's fine.